Imagine standing face to face with a Viking warrior, a towering figure with wild hair, muscles hardened from years of raids, and an expression that's more beast than man. Now picture him charging at you, wielding an axe, with eyes that don't see you as a person but as prey. He seems to feel no pain, fueled by an intensity that borders on madness. These weren't just any warriors. They were the infamous berserkers, fearsome Norse warriors whose wild, trance-like state of mind on the battlefield became the stuff of legend. But what powered these terrifying battle frenzies? For centuries, historians have puzzled over this question, and in recent decades, researchers have explored one curious theory: the role of a mushroom known as Amanita muscaria, or the fly agaric. Could this brightly colored mushroom, toxic in large quantities, really have helped Viking berserkers unleash their fury in battle? Let's dive into the mystery and see how this unique fungus could have turned men into legends. The Vikings, originating from what is now Scandinavia, were seafarers, raiders, and explorers whose influence spread far beyond their homeland from the 8th to the 11th centuries. But among these formidable warriors, the berserkers stood out. Accounts from the Icelandic sagas describe berserkers as wild men who would work themselves into a frenzy before battle, often going without armor, seemingly impervious to pain and fatigue. Berserkers are said to have gone berserk, a term that today means to lose control, but was inspired directly by these warriors. But was it sheer psychological conditioning, or could it have been something more potent? This is where the mystery of mushrooms enters the scene. The theory that berserkers consumed Amanita muscaria before battle comes from a mix of historical and ethnographic research. Amanita muscaria, also known as the fly agaric, is recognizable by its bright red cap covered with white spots, a sight familiar from folklore and fairy tales. When ingested, the mushroom can produce hallucinogenic effects, along with nausea, sweating, and even states of extreme agitation or euphoria. Some ethnographers argue that shamans in northern Siberian tribes used this mushroom to induce trance states for ritual purposes. These rituals reportedly involved intense physical activity, and the participants could enter states where they felt disconnected from pain or exhaustion. Could it be that Viking berserkers used Amanita muscaria in a similar way to push their bodies to a brutal edge? In the sagas, berserkers are described as biting their shields, howling like wolves, and losing any semblance of human restraint. This wild, animalistic behavior aligns with the effects of Amanita muscaria, intense euphoria, reduced sense of pain, and a kind of madness that might explain the berserkers' fearless reputation. However, not all historians agree. Some think this theory is overstated, as the sagas don't explicitly mention mushrooms. Instead, they simply describe berserkers' supernatural strength and terrifying demeanor. The idea of berserkers consuming Amanita muscaria mushrooms to fuel their rage isn't without its critics. For one, mushrooms can have unpredictable effects. High doses of Amanita muscaria are dangerous and can even be fatal. Plus, the mushroom's active compounds, muscimol and ibotenic acid, affect people differently. While some users report heightened euphoria, others experience confusion or sedation, hardly ideal for hand-to-hand combat. So if it wasn't mushrooms, what was it? Some scholars suggest it could have been a form of self-hypnosis, or trance induced through rituals and practices that allowed berserkers to turn off their pain responses and heighten their aggression. Another theory proposes that berserkers might have used henbane, a plant that can produce feelings of invincibility but with fewer hallucinogenic side effects than mushrooms. Despite the mushroom debate, the enduring image of berserkers as nearly supernatural warriors fueled by some mysterious force has lasted through centuries. Whether it was through the power of belief, unique rituals, or natural substances like mushrooms or henbane, the berserkers found a way to access a place where pain meant nothing, fear was forgotten, and battle was all they knew. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this exploration into the fascinating world of Viking berserkers, don't forget to subscribe for more intriguing historical insights. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below about what surprised you the most or any topics you'd like me to cover next.